name is Quynh-1957010318. Today, I'm in charge of Chapter 25. I will analyze three main parts, explaining the title, summarizing the chapter, and clarify one main theme. The title of Chapter 25 somehow shows the main content of this chapter. All the main characters are about to leave Brighton. Specifically, George, Dobbin, and Amelia are about to leave Brighton to go to Belgium to serve in the war. Sharp and Roden also go to Belgium when their plan to get an inheritance from Miss Corley failed. The meeting of the main characters occurred at the hotel where Becky, Sharp, and Roden stay. Becky outside Amelia in every way, charming George, which made Amelia upset and worried about her future. In the conversation, they all plan to leave Brighton to come to the war in Brussels of Belgium. Along with George, Dobbin gave him a letter from old Osborne stating that he was not entitled to inherit the estate. George got mad at Dobbin and blamed him for the outcome. Now the scenes turn to Becky, seeing her chance when Mrs. Field came back home to take care of her broken-bone husband. Immediately, they wrote a letter to Mrs. Corley for a reconciliation to get an inheritance, but their plan failed. However, Mrs. Corley still met Roden and left £20 at the lawyer's office to make him and Becky leave Brighton. In this chapter, materialism is one of the main themes. Humans are corrupted by personality. They defy all tricks to achieve their material goals. Thackeray portrays a true picture of a society with its superficiality and its artificial adherence to virtue. He exposed how vanities corrupt man's morality. With Becky, Thackeray shows the ills of too much ambition and determination to climb the social ladder. As we can see in the evidence, Roden's valet, who still kept up a trifling acquaintance with the male inhabitants of Mrs. Corley's. So, the old Mrs. Corley's movements were pretty well known by our young couple, and Becky even bethought her was unwell and of calling in a same doctor with Mrs. Corley, so she can get the information of Mrs. Corley's from that doctor. Another evidence of Becky is she determined to attack Grace as she came away from her bath, refreshed and invigorated by her dip, and likely to be in good humor. She even used the telescope to observe the Grace's arrival. Because of money, Becky becomes more cunning. She pointed out to her husband the great comfort and advantage of meeting George and Osborne, whose acquaintance had brought to Roden Corley a most timely little supply of ready money. Becky even took advantage of friend reunions, flirting with George and letting Roden play cards with George so that her husband could make a bargain. In this society, people are deeply materialistic. They value possession to their children and relations. Both Mr. Osborne and Mrs. Corley rejected their children because they married poor girls. That's all of my presentation. Thanks for watching and goodbye.